So you're saying this guy believed that the Father in heaven was God, and this man that was walking in the streets of Galilee or Jerusalem, I don't know where this conversation occurred, was God as well. That's your take on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's clearly Jesus taught that in, I think it's John 8:54, that the Jews, God was just the Father. Do you negate what Jesus says in that passage?
This is the exact same style argument you started with last week, that you take something that is represented in singular when you know the Bible doesn't unanimously do that. However, though, when Jesus is dealing with fellow Jews and we're talking about things that pertain to worship, or we're talking about things pertaining to commandment keeping, Jesus is at liberty under our narrative to go to only the Father in the way he speaks, in the way he obeys. Absolutely. We are at liberty to say that, and he is as well.
But Jesus says that their God was just the Father. But you're telling me that their God, this guy believed his God was the Father and another person. But that's not what Jesus says. And furthermore, Jesus spoke unanimously, monolithically about the Jews when he's speaking to the Samaritan. He says, we Jews know who we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Now, if the Jews believe that their God was just one person, a unipersonal God, and salvation only came from the Jews, what shall we say to people who say that God is a Trinity?
Okay, let me give you an honest question, because if I'm not mistaken, Abraham is brought up, and I'm not going to use what you've heard a million times, but I'll use something that's at least... Okay,
do you want to at least go to the passage so we can understand where each other's coming from? I think it's John 8.
Well, I'm asking you, I'm asking you something that's not going to be about an exact text in the passage, but it's going to be about Abraham. And I think it was something that you and I agreed on prior. Okay, but if you want to go to the passage, you can, but it's not going to be pertaining to a select verse. Okay. Do you want me to ask you, or do you want me to?
Yeah, you can ask it. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so this is my deal. So to you, the Jews, very knowledgeable in this situation, and the conversation is going this way: that okay, there's only one person who is self-existent. Okay. And you and I agreed prior that a high priest, their role is to bring you to God, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the one thing about Abraham that a knowledgeable Jew would be aware of would be his encounter with Melchizedek. Okay. Now, say that I only had John. Okay. Jesus says before Abraham was, he is. Okay. That's an interesting statement in and of itself. Okay, now, say I have the writing of Hebrews as well, where this Melchizedek is said to be greater than Abraham and has no father. Now, you tell me, who is that person, and is he self-existent if he does not have a father?
Well, the Hebrew writer is very clear that he's not Jesus, because he was made in the similitude. He was similar to Jesus. So, I mean, we can go to the passage, and... let me find the passage first.
If you're in unbelief of Melchizedek being Jesus, that's a separate matter. Who is Melchizedek? Now, you could claim to be you don't know. You're, agnostic, but you're stuck.
Yeah, I would just say I would be agnostic. I mean...
Okay, so you're an unbelief. You're an unbelief.
What I would say.
But, well, brother, you're an unbelief of the text, because the text says that he's not a created being. So that would mean that Unitarianism is done. It's done. I mean, there is no possible way.
Show me from the passage then. And it says that he's an uncreated being. Go on. Show it to me.
He has no father and mother. He has no beginning of days nor end of life. Now, in the similitude of the Son of God, just quickly say...
Right, let's go to the passage. Right? I think it would be only fair to go to the passage. So sure. I think it's Hebrews chapter 7.
Okay. You already said you're agnostic, so now do you want to interpret it? What do you want to do? Because I'll allow you just to be agnostic, but my point is, I'm not going to force it down your throat like you do on me, because I'd rather find that a little bit soft, Will, to be honest, because the Bible doesn't just speak as God is singular, so I'm not sure why you tried to impose these things. I went to where you were in John 8, and I said, well, let's look a little bit more about John 8. Because again, if this high priest is there in front of them and he's guiding to the Father, I want to know who he is.
Okay, but you said that this passage shows that there's another, what was your word? Uncreated being? That was your word.
Yeah,
Okay, so show me
absolutely.
from this passage. Go on.
Okay, so Hebrews 7:3, without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of days nor end of life.
But made like the Son of God remains a priest continually. Okay. I mean, all these things could be said about angels as well.
They're high priests, you think?
No, I'm not saying they're high priests, but these titles that you're saying that makes him uncreated could be said about angels.
They don't have, they have beginning of days though.
No, they what? See, here's the problem. Days is talking about our cosmos. When God created days, when He created the first day, angels existed before that time.
That's a heresy.
Okay, well, what was the first day? The first day, it lets you know, the first day when God created, angels existed before that.
No, they
Day,
didn't.
oh, okay.
That's a false interpretation of Job 38. That's not correct.
Okay, well, we're going to go all over the place now. But the point of the matter is how you understand the term day. The term day refers to Earth's relation to the to to the cosmos. Okay, so let me ask you this: prior to the creation of the cosmos, was there any such thing as a day?
Was there any such thing as a day prior to Genesis 1:1?
Before the creation of this cosmos?
That's all it's going to do is just, declare my point. This is the whole point. Well, Jesus Christ comes from eternity. He was not created. Okay.
Just hear my point. Hear my point, right? Prior to the creation of this cosmos, was there any such thing as a day?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, so the angels existed before God created the foundation of this earth, meaning they existed before a day was created. That's the point I'm trying to get you to see.
That's a false point that cannot be substantiated with the text, nor does it find harmony with what Paul
You
taught.
said prior to the creation of the cosmos, there was no such thing as a day. That's what you said.
Well, of course. I mean, what do you want me to say? Do you think eternity's past would be understood in 24-hour periods? No.
Hello, afternoon, everyone.
Hey, how you doing? You okay,
Freeman's going to bail me out, man. You're going to have to deal with Freeman now, not me. So.
Well, I'm hoping Doug will jump on and because I'm going to go.
You're going to begin to hear some strange things when you look it up in your scripture. If it's not matching with scripture, it's from the devil. Brothers and sisters, it's from the devil. Don't pay heed.